Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a random review. I am Random Ross and today I review Planet of the Apes. So, we got Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes coming out in May. I thought now would be a good time to revisit the Planet of the Apes franchise. So we got 9 movies to get through here. I'm going to review the original series along with the 2001 remake and of course the Caesar requel trilogy. So let's get started with where it all began in 1968. So this is directed by Franklin J. Schaffner, based on the book Planet Monkey, and I can't pronounce its French name or something. Starring, of course, the legendary Charlton Heston, Roddy McDowell, Maurice Evens, Kim Hunter, James Whitmore, James Daly, and Linda Harrison. So this is a science fiction adventure film where astronaut George Taylor and his astronauts on a space mission, and they go into a cryostasis sleep where they then wake up falling through a wormhole and wake up thousands of years in the future on another planet where Taylor and his 2 remaining crew members explore this world that they're on, only to find that they're on a planet ruled by apes. The evolutionary process is reversed and apes are the superior beings and humans are the animals. And the planet is ruled by gorillas, chimps and orangutans. And of course, Taylor with his men killed and Taylor with going an injury, unable to speak. 2 of the apes, Cornelius and Zira, Roddy McDowell and Kim Hunter, take great interest in him, finding that he can communicate, and eventually his voice heals enough to the point where he says the iconic line, "Get your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape," and then tries to convince the apes that he knew to not do what they're planning to do with him, which is dissect him and stuff, with Dr. Zeas, an orangutan played by Maurice Evens, being like sort of the antagonist in this. But of course, Taylor, befriends a young female named Neighbor. No, is it Neighbor? Koba? I can't remember her name now. But he then takes her with him. They ride off to try and find answers to where he is, but then to a big shock, he discovers that he's been on Earth this entire time in the far future, and he's been home all along. And with it being the 60s, people having paranoia about nuclear war and stuff, the film just ends on a down note, leaving it open for the sequel and the franchise that would follow. So that's the story. So what do I like about this one? Well, this is a classic, and I've enjoyed it a lot since I was a kid. I was always fascinated by the apes, thinking I genuinely believed that they were actual apes talking. But of course, as an adult, I now know that they're people in makeup and masks, but I gotta say, the prosthetic makeups done for that time are pretty good and effective, and probably still are now. In fact, at the turn of this century when the remake came out, they still went practical with actors with makeup on playing the anthropomorphic creatures. And Roddy McDowell would go on to be a regular in this series, except for the second movie. He wasn't featured in that one because he had other commitments. But the 3 main apes, like Cornelius, Zira and Dr. Zayas, great makeup and great prosthetics there, along with the gorillas as well, the actors. I feel that the gorillas didn't get a lot of the center, the center of screen time as much as the others did. But yeah, like I say, good makeup effects, good location as well for shooting, and Charlton Heston being like the representative for us, the humans. This kind of also was a bit controversial at that time with it, like thinking, humans and apes. And I believe when this film came out, people found it quite disturbing when they noticed gorillas were riding on the horses and the apes were talking. Of course, the film's all PG now, or 12A, but this film never bothered me. It never scared me. I just looked at it as a film with talking monkeys in, and I still look at it like that now. But I do see some of the sort of diplomatic, political sort of messaging behind it as well. But like I say, I enjoy the adventures and stuff in there. Also, the fates that bestow some of Taylor's men is quite unpleasant. But if you think about it, humans do this to animals, or have done it to animals in the past, like stuffed them or hunted them for sport. Dissected their brains. Basically, like I say, this is like, what if the evolutionary process was reversed and apes were the superior beings? So, yeah, but as I say, this is a classic. I enjoy watching it. I've never grown tired of it, and probably this is like one of the best ones in the original franchise. In the original 5 films we got, spanning from 1968 to 1973. So, yeah, I also thought our main human leads in this, Charlton Heston and Linda Harrison, played good characters in this, like George Taylor, and that. Of course, Charlton Heston was never interested in doing a sequel, which is why he has very little screen time in that one, which we'll get to when I review Beneath the Planet of the Apes. But yes, Planet of the Apes, classic. I enjoy it, so I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. Yeah, 5 out of 5 for Planet of the Apes. So there you go, there's my review on that one. Have you seen it? Let me know down below in the comments below, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I have a horror channel as well if you love horror, so feel free to check that out. So yeah, I've been Random Ross. This has been a random review, so until next time, I bid you all a goodbye friends, goodbye.